Hey guys, I'm back with another video. So last time it was how to absolutely dominate on glitters, and this is just a continuation of that. Last time, what am I trying to say here? This is the wrong replay. Um, the last one it didn't make it out of T2, and the other one is the other thing I want to talk about is build order that was absolutely terrifying that I came across, that I've been, even since the last video I uploaded not even a few days ago. I've learned a lot since then. So the last one I did a no max opener. This one's gonna be a con walk opener, and it's actually been working really good for me um in 1v1s as well. And the idea is, I used to just not want to move my com from my base, but I'm warming up to this new idea. And okay, so for comparison, this is actually a great setup. I always love it. I'm always going to say that the person with the highest OS should be going for the spots that have the most resources or advantages. And that's, to me, I'm always thinking the most important thing is resources, and then converting those resources into effective things on the battlefield. So this is, I saw somebody do this and it was just absolutely terrifying. And I'm on the fence about it with it on glitters, but I tried it on this one, and it didn't feel too good. But then I quickly looked this over a moment ago, and it turned out pretty good. So I watch the wind, and if it's below 8, I will plop down a solar. 8 at the time, I'm saying. Glitters, obviously, you want to build wind. This is a wind map. This is a wind map. This is a wind map. I don't know. Do I need to say it a fourth time? But yeah, the wind is 1 at the moment, so I'm building a solar, and then I'm gonna claim all the max I can. It's always gonna be 2 max energy building, another max, and you'll be playing this little mini game with your eco up here. You don't want to stall, you don't want to float. So you just these light laser turrets early on, it's all you need. This will fight off any aggression on this for quite a while. And then maybe this is a lot of distance, I don't know, but I decided to walk over here, but I don't feel comfortable going for the 5th one. But I'm gonna just walk over here, and I'm pretty excited about this, but I'm also on the fence about it because the distance is you can't, it's a lot of walking. But I didn't fall too far behind. But I'm gonna I can't even think. I'm gonna get my factory up with 2 solars. This wind is really bad. And we can look at this guy over here for comparison on how his build is going. He's 38 OS, and he did a pretty good job. Pretty good job. And I think I was watching this, and oh my, that's a screw up. But I just really don't like floating, so I'll start this and then move over and bounce between them. I decided to go for grunts because I'm well aware that these ticks can come out and ruin my day. But I think what we're still going for here is to claim as many of our mechs as fast, as quickly as possible. So I am opting for a very minimal amount of grunts to defend my expansions and then get that going. And I'm gonna make just enough wind that I feel comfortable that I can take my comm out of here and start expanding as well. And I'm actually sending it straight to the 3.2 mechs. I'm not 100% convinced that's the play, but because you could go for, maybe that's not this replay, but I think I maybe tagged one and then walked over here, but what's the most efficient way to do this? I'm not entirely sure, but this is going pretty good. So though I think the only person that has a better income than me right now is any of the backline people who were intelligent enough to walk to claim all of their mechs, because what else are they gonna do this early? So yep, this air player, as an air player, they're always asking for cons, and I'm just like wondering why are you asking for a con? You can just walk to grab your mechs. And just passively let your air factory build fighters. Let me think. We can talk about a tech build order at some point as well. I guess I'm not too worried about comparing myself to other people right now. Somehow, I'm like looking at this. I'm just curious about things. Like, if there's another frontline player that had more income at this point than me, I'd be really interested on how they accomplish that. I thought I saw something, but I didn't. Of all the people in the front, yeah, okay, so this one's doing pretty good, but I do fall behind blue. And that's another thing I was thinking about is I very much prefer bots on this map, but as you'll see later, a lot of people really like building Centurions right now, and I'm not sure how much better. I like medium tanks against them. Thugs are really good too. I just think that thugs are the better frontline unit on a map that's so campy like this. I guess I don't know if that's the word I like to use. But these the vehicle constructors, they move faster and build faster. Oh. Well, that might be how he got a hand. I definitely will try that later on, but especially I'm just thinking aloud. Yeah, the up until just this week, I've always almost exclusively opened with bots because they're a little bit tricky with the eco, but like when you do an opener like this, you're covered with a turret back here, and I'm thinking out loud. I'm terribly sorry, but yeah. This is the next thing I'd like to experiment on is maybe if it's possible to do a vehicle opener and not get demolished by bots. And people love making Rocketeers, but hopefully I demonstrate like how easily it is to clown on people who spam rocket bots. So just chilling here. I'm going straight for the 3.2 max, but honestly, I don't know. Like, I think it's better to just grab these. The denial is great still. As with the last one, I I'm going to very much rely on light laser turrets for my fighting in the front, and I'm going to tell you in advance that this went very well for us. But it did get into the T2 stage, and it also demonstrates how you can be filling up this entire area with windmills and sneaking in extra construction bots to make that happen, and how to or things that you can do to make sure that you are solidifying your lead and claiming every mex that you like from every inch of ground that you gain. So back here, I'm a little bit disappointed that I'm not very as I'm there's this juggling thing going on back here, so I can't go into the details. Like right now I have 0 energy, so the priority right now would be well, I guess I made this construction turret too early. I think you can get away with just construction bots assisting your factory for quite a while, and I would like to have 3 bots claiming mechs. I think that's ultimately why at some point I fall behind blue for it's probably going to be for quite some time. It's like 200, 300 metal as time goes on. It's not too important. You see back here, both of us we're starting our wind scaling and sneaking it in wherever we can. And you want to really strive to have as little metal in the bank as you can. And you'll see that basically means that and I'm claiming all the mechs that are available to me, of course, as fast as possible. This thing is taking forever to build because many factors, including I did not build enough wind before I began building it. It might even be better to have an energy storage before you ever try to do that, because wind trolls. And other things that you can do is with your comm or whatever construction bots that if you're hurting for E and you just know that you're ahead on metal, you can make solars with your expanding cons and comm. And yeah, like, okay, so you'll be finding yourself in this situation where your back corner is not helping you at all. I have nothing good to say about that. Your job is to go here, claim these 2 mechs, otherwise I'm going to take them. Don't don't be fighting here down a choke point. Anyway, so I'm amassing as many thugs as I can, and I'm just so happy that this is what my opponent is doing. You don't need a whole lot of grunts. These things are just going to die. They're going to get mowed down by light laser turrets. If you can poke around with them in the beginning, but for me, I just make them for defense, and then I'm going straight to cons and then thug spam. Maybe a few aggravators to poke at the light laser towers. But in this case, this isn't going to be like a super advanced battle. this doesn't feel good. This definitely doesn't feel good. I should be having... I could talk about a little micro here, but I didn't see this. So this is eventually... I'm going to get the thugs in front of this, fighting that off. And I'm actually... one hit from a thug on a commander is 3% health. And I'm going to be paying attention to this. I'm going to be doing a little bit of dancing so that the rocket bots don't hit anything. And I'm going to concentrate on whenever I have an opportunity to hit the commander, I'm going to do that, because the lower the health it is, the sooner it's going to go away. Looks like this is a bit of a fumble here. Like these walls are going to be doing work for me for a while. I'm also... These reclaim fields are going to be popping up. I'm going to be trying to grab them as fast as I can. And also, I need to do this a lot more quickly and often, is repairing these thugs as quickly as I can while doing all the dancing. And you'll see this comm is going to have to run away pretty quickly. And it might... I'm seeing here... If you notice early, with these thugs were fighting or shooting into these walls and nothing was going over it. So I think it's their low profile that's doing it. Because now these thugs are shooting through this gap. But if they're further back, I'm not entirely sure like how that works. If they're further back, they would get hit because the arc is higher. But now his comm has to get out of here. And then back here, I guess I should have an e-storage by now. But I'm starting to bank up metal, so I'm going to be making construction turrets and construction bots. You'll see that these grunts are just wasted metal, and it doesn't feel great. You might be able to do an infinite defense against this sort of thing with a construction turret repairing these walls, and then that's when instead you'd be definitely going for more and bigger turrets. So this is a little bit of a different thing for me. I think what you definitely want to be doing is going for a more hybrid approach, because it's not like... So here's the problem, like my cons aren't doing anything here, and they most definitely could be. I did not catch that, but this is the first time. I'll give myself some grace here, because this is the first time that I was trying this sort of build on this map. And there's another debatable thing. I think I decided to try reclaim or resurrecting a lot this time around, which is okay. Especially, I think I was using a combination of reclaim, repair, and resurrect, and different situations call for different things. And like if I'm gonna end up overflowing on the metal, that's a situation. If I'm hurting for metal, I would be reclaiming. If I don't need the metal, I'd be resurrecting, and if times are desperate, I'll be repairing. I think repairing should be higher on that list now that I think about it, but I think construction turrets here would be great. The sooner the better, because they'll fill many roles in repairing the units, my commander, my walls, my turrets, and then eventually making more units from a factory that I'll be building up front. So this is making me sad seeing these bots here, these constructors not doing it too much. And okay, so this is our highest OS player over here, 28, and he's taken the least effective position. Or he's decided to take one of the least effective positions and letting a less experienced player take a more effective position resource wise. That's one thing. I am flooded in metal here. He has very little metal to work with. In fact, like, he's built a lot of wind, and he's gonna be. These winds will chain. Those look too close. Those look way too close. If two of these blow up, the entire thing blows up. Do not just space them out by one. Don't worry. It doesn't make that big of a difference to even have them in lines of two. Just make your life easier. You don't need blueprints or any crazy stuff. Just space them out by one. It's so much easier, and it's less risky, and you have a lot of space. And he's trying to make up for that by like going into this converter stuff, and he's decided to make rocket bots, so he's not going to be able to fight thugs at all. I don't know why people do this, because I get so happy when people do this, because as you can see, I'm just completely wiping two people here. And I want to talk about see this guy, he's got 1100 metal in the bank. He had 6.86 income, and then here's one thing. Compared to my lane, I have 1,000 income on him, and he's got 1,100 in the bank. Compared to me, I have also 1,100 in the bank. So that means that I spent 1,000 more than him at this point. And that can still be improved upon, but it's, what am I trying to say here? It's just really, really important to spend all of your metal. And if I think that I'm going to be able to push and take ground, I'll be going for units and then turrets. If it's going to be a long protracted artillery warfare sort of thing, is what I've been opting for lately. And one of the big things about this is I'm making better unit choices is one. I'm reclaiming and rezzing as much as I can. I'll be doing that, and it's just going to amount to, I'm going to have a bigger army, and at this point I'm bullying two people almost completely on my own right now. And this is how you do it. Let's see, blue, we're about comparable right now, but as time goes on, I think one of the decisions I was making, sometimes I see these gauntlets and I'm like, huh, I'm glad he's building that gauntlet, because he can't defend it. So while he's building that, I'm just going to ignore it until it gets to almost to full health if it's scary. If it's not, I would even, if I think I can get the reclaim, I would destroy it. If not, I'll let him almost finish it and then destroy it, or destroy it before it finishes, because that's just, what did these things cost? 12,000, 1,250. He's just he's just pissing this away right now, and it costs a lot of metal. I mean, it costs a lot of energy to have it built out. And this is good that this guy is in the correct position, supporting. We want to avoid getting our stuff degunned, but it's just something that happens. So I'm really unhappy with myself with these idle construction bots, but you'll see at some point. I mean, they ended back here, so I just did not see them. But watching this replay, watch your replays, because then you catch yourself doing this stuff, and then you know to correct it. So yeah, even my stuff is getting degunned, and looks like I feel like I can revive stuff, so I'm gonna do that. And I wish my reactions were faster, but we're having all these mechs that are available to me. I want to take them as fast as possible. So I do have the thing. Keep looking at it. I do have everything I need to begin claiming those metal extractors, but I'm not. I think I'm, well, here the rationality behind this is that I just want to solidify this position as much as I possibly can. And one of the ways of doing that is continuing to build LLTs. And then I think right here I'm like, I guess I've completely forgot that those construction bots are back there. So I'm building this vehicle plant. I think the first thing I'll end up doing is making a construction vehicle. I certainly hope so, given the context. But then I'll be making medium tanks. Maybe I'll sprinkle in on quota a few lashers, maybe a pounder. Pounders are pretty good. I think brutes move quickly, so in anticipation of fat boys, brutes stand up pretty well to fat boys. Pounders look they don't have quite as much health. They have a little bit better DPS, and they're mostly good for crowd control. I think sprinkling them in there a little bit is okay, especially when you're fighting hordes. And I'm just continuing to let him pour his eco into this thing. Pushing, and you can see hopefully why in this demonstration that you actually want frontline units on the front line, not support units. So that would mean thugs, medium tanks, and then this is collapse. It's taken. They're gonna do their best to halt this, but and also I will be hopefully recognizing opportunities to like poke this way and take out metal extractors over here without making sacrifices to the ground that I've taken. I want a centralized area, supply lines, and secure these metal extractors. So I should be taking those and making sure that securing this reclaim, that I'm not gifting too much metal, that I didn't gift any metal. That all, like, one of the considerations while I'm fighting is that the metal on the ground, the wrecks, can be reclaimed by me and no one else, so I win more. Just poking around. I'm not letting my army just sit there looking pretty. Oh my. Ooh, that took a big chunk of health out of it. This is just making me go, I have to hand it to him. Like, they were definitely this got very frustrating later on. I kind of want to start skipping through this. I think this at some point they just they just give up and retreat because they don't want to lose their con. But what do I do? I don't go straight for their base. I'm going to take out their eco first. And my frustration over here is with blue. Some things that he could do better is he doesn't have nearly as many units. So he could have just pulled both of these guys. There's not much here. You can see, you can compare like how much I've been able to produce. Well, I didn't notice that blue's army is over here, but also I did not need blue over here helping me. This was extra. One, you could think of travel time as kind of, it's a consideration or a resource. He didn't really need to come over here. Probably. But this guy's gonna try to bomb my army. That's really frustrating. Shurikens. I think as time goes on, I'm going to try to be more diligent with having a little bit of anti-air in my army, because one of the things that happens on this map is that you completely break through, but then shurikens come in and EMP your army and you just completely stall out. So what did I do back here? So eventually I reclaim my lab. I honestly should have so much more wind and stuff back here. But these construction turrets will be then assisting this lab to send out vehicle constructors to assist this so many levels to assist this advanced construction by taking it off of factory guard and ordering it to assist my T2. And you'll also see that if I remember correctly, I ended up upgrading my mechs much more quickly. And then I'm really not happy with my performance here. But it's really taken a lot of them. Like, I'm happy. Like, it sucks to be fighting this fat boy, but also at least the guy didn't screw over his team by building the fat boys first. Everyone's got their T2. So that's very good. I'm a bit tired. I should have gone to bed, but I didn't. I wanted to play bar, but then I decided to talk about bar. I think this is interesting, making a mobile anti-nuke. But perhaps it's a little cheaper. It is. But it's got less range. And it probably builds the anti-nuke slower. Metal per shot 150. I'd be curious how long it takes to. Anyway, that's not really what we're talking about today. I'm happy that this fat boy is here, because eventually I'm going to be able to reclaim it, and also means that that's eco that is not going into scaling over there. And I'm happy. I'm always happy when my teammates assist the front and do their job. So this definitely gets frustrating when there's 3 people on me and then a 4th that can just go over here if the guy notices that blue isn't really doing much of anything. I also disagree with, that's not an anti-nuke, so I disagree with this too. It's a Juno. I don't know why this is up here so quickly trying to claim mechs up there when there's nothing claiming stuff back here. So I should be microing this better for sure. Once again, I'll say this, that you want to tag this mechs and then just have the bot go the next one, because these will catch up because vehicles are faster. And this is tough because at this point I think my res bots died. The construction turrets are doing me a lot of good though, because, or they could do me a lot of good because, well, they're repairing, but also they have a pretty good range for reclaiming these wrecks. So this is just like, yeah, somehow a leak got through and someone was spamming pings, and I'm just like, are you serious? He asked me, or he said wake up, and I'm just like, are you serious? I am working overtime, asking me to wake up. Wake up, green. Oh my god, that made me so fucking angry. I sorry about swearing, my bad. You'll see me often rage in the chat. This is another thing I get mad about is, blue, like, really, what did you do to deserve coming over here and stealing all of my loot? I think he got his T2 max up in the back sooner than me, and I'm not totally against getting this getting a rattlesnake up. It's really good, and then you can just chill in the back and scale. Completely viable, but a really nice thing to do is to have con turrets up in the front to build a second turret or a second advanced constructor up here to claim these as well while you're doing the stuff in the back, if you got the eco for it, and quite often you do, especially if things are going right. Looks like I could be doing a little bit better microing, but like, okay, this is when okay, T2 goes up and then you get this huge boost of income. If you stay on T1 and just spam out T1, dude, it's terrifying. I'm just I'm just not staying on top of things with getting the T2 up as fast as I can and reclaiming and grabbing these mechs. Those are things, but eventually I do, as you can see, and I do have res bots, so that's good. But no, if no one else is taking these mechs, I mean, I might as well. And I'm always happy to be attacked, because that means that, well, I like if I can dictate the terms of a battle, I will have it as close to my base as I can, because that's the least risky place to do it. It's closer to my production. I will naturally have an advantage of possibly having more units and turrets and being fortified and all that good stuff. Because this guy, okay, so if I reclaim, this happens a lot in 1v1s. It gets really scary if you lose a whole bunch of stuff outside your opponent's base, like right here. And this is a comparable example, I guess. But with all these wrecks, and he's got thugs, because they'll take longer to get there. What am I thinking? They might. Okay, they're maces. They're slower, and they have to travel further. So if you do end up start reclaiming stuff and you're stalling on metal, it's taking that much longer to reinforce the battle up there, and it's really stressful. And I'm closer. Perhaps they're the equal distance in this case, but yeah, you really need to consider like throwing away units, and there's a lot of things where you want to think about where you're taking the fight, because that metal on the ground is either going to get resurrected or reclaimed, and it's just going to get dumped back into somebody else's economy if you're not careful. So keep that in mind. Alright. So I wish I was a bit more aggressive here. I might have had my stuff on attack command. But this is gonna go on way longer than it needs to, and I'm not too happy about this game. I end up building fusion reactors on the front. That's kind of like maybe not the best thing to do. Here, I would much prefer to have started building my engine, but if you can see back here, I'm utilizing this space back here to make winds, because they're more efficient than fusions, I believe. I'm almost certain of it. And they take less time and build power to build, and they start returning much more quickly. So until you can afford the fusion and you really need energy income in a faster amount of time, that's when you want to do it with the fusion, I suppose. But I would say try to get away with wind as much as you possibly can. But this is really frustrating for me, because like a lot of things just went really bad. Like, okay, so 46 figs to 102. Our air player is just not paying attention. That's one thing. I do get a fusion. Like, this is basically over, but they were able to make this go on for way longer. So this guy is gonna get a whole bunch of sharpshooters and their T2, and they're just basically desperate and dumping everything that they possibly can into units, and they're gonna be microing and doing tactics at this point, because their fundamentals on economy and all that other stuff and everything put together has failed them. So they're just they haven't resigned, and Yeah. The air is takes too long to get there, and then he suicides it. Um, I get I get pretty mad at one point. Um, so this is risky. Obviously, I'm I can't even spend all my metal with all these extra metal extractors that I have. I'm just not used to having to continue to build up and build up. Um, so I would say even like at this point, A solar is not that bad, even compared to like on a wind map. If you have the money to make a solar or the energy income to make a solar, I won't knock you for it to build some just as a transitionary thing, because I don't know the best way to describe it. I played some pretty big maps that were good on wind, but it just, with the nature of how clunky constructors work and getting all that extra infrastructure up to be making wind, um, especially on gigantic maps, and you just need the energy now. It's okay to make a solar, even on a wind map like this. If you're just drowning in metal, um, I do end up spending the metal, and then like now I'm starting my T2 Eco on the front, my offensive T2 factory, and all these other things. And I'm not feeling too unsafe about it, but I don't want to be too greedy, because I could fall behind on units, and then, well, this sucks. It doesn't end up happening, but like, this just doesn't feel good. So, I've been taking a liking to lately to medium tanks and sharpshooters. I think take out medium tanks in like one hit. So, I definitely I should have started doing rovers sooner, and grunts, and also I don't know if I have vision on these things, but remember that Junos, you can build them. And this guy, they're gonna be frantically trying to micro and do tactics to um lose less slowly or less quickly. So I see this, and I was getting mad, and I guess now that I look at it, maybe if I just paid a little closer attention, this would have gotten messed up much more quickly. There was multiple occasions in this replay, but yeah. While I'm doing that, I can continue to grab these mechs and upgrade them. I have once again not built enough anti-air, so these shurikens are ruining my day, and this really outclassed army is just ruining my day, even though it really shouldn't. Yeah, I'm commenting that guy told me to wake up for some reason. I'm finding damage here and there, but I can't look everywhere at once, and this is frustrating. Like, why are you building gunships while I'm getting screwed over by shurikens? And this is, we're gonna see why you want your air patrolling in front of things that can get bombed, not behind, leaving everything vulnerable, like in making gunships, but you're not actually using them, so you basically there's just dead weight. Like, don't build stuff you're not gonna use. And then the starlights, man, you don't even know how mad I can get in these situations. I'm like, sharpshooters, starlights, bro, there's fucking 8 people on this team. Where are they? Shivas are my T3 unit of choice. Even if I decide to go arm, I will ask for a T2 core so that I can make Shivas. Unfortunately, they do require some micro. And this makes me so mad. I lose my build power. The first time I'm just like, okay. Okay, exclamation points. Okay, definitely. Like, why am I getting bombed? $119 figs to... What are they called? Night somethings? Nighthawks, 39 Nighthawks, and 139 figs. So there's not any reason why I should be getting bombed right now. And I'm just like, why do I keep putting myself in these situations where I did not make enough anti-air? And it's just frustrating because I'm getting... It's always frustrating to be getting attrition by long-term or long-range units when literally anyone else assisting in this battle or just a little bit of help would completely shut this down, but instead I'm just waiting. I just hate getting attrition by long range units when they're just so vulnerable. And they're just getting away with it, and I don't like it. I'm gonna lose a fusion. Air. God damn it. Yeah, you know what? You know it'd be great if those air units were there after or before I got bombed, not after. Like, how many times are you gonna let me get bombed, dude? There is no risk in having them in front. And then the guy, he was like lagging by a full minute at that point, so everything goes well after this because my next offensive, I'm just gonna shoot down all the air. In fact, I'm probably feeling it. I could just suicide the entire air into this. I might end up doing it. I don't remember. This is a situation where I definitely need less medium tanks and more fodder. It's just gonna feel so good to shoot down all this air. Blue went air too. And I guess I can talk about the difference. He has 4 Aphis, but I think I actually, well, I guess it's not comparable because I inherited a base. But I will say that once this opens up and keep poking and prodding, LRPC. This is very. It's just slow. It's slow. It's tactical. Is low. These are. It's low tempo. Is what I don't like about it. I don't really think these are necessary. I wish these a lot of this stuff were units, and we ended this a lot faster, and these mechs would have been available to us. I wish he would take his metal. Yeah. I definitely, yeah, I don't know. I think blue played very well. It was not uncomfortable fighting by his side. I'm just nitpicking here. Yeah, we finally break through. Like, got the air fabs out and boom. Let's do a bonus one. Ooh, this was a good one. This was a really good one. So, when I choose the starting position, I want to go grab whatever is going to have the most metal available to me, because I trust myself to spend it. I want it to spend it. I don't know. I think I even chose a place where I'm getting tired here. I chose this starting spot, so it will be some walking. We'll demonstrate what it's like to do a calm walking start. So 2 mechs, wind or solar, whatever is needed. Get the 3rd mechs. Watch our economy. I'm tired, I'm sorry. And then I'm just gonna walk away from here after I get the turret down, or maybe not. This map does have reclaim, so if you can reclaim energy, that'll help you get your construction bots out sooner. No, this was poking at me, and I just didn't even. I wouldn't have been able to fight it off with units, but who cares? This is completely defended by this turret. After that, I'm up to a construction bot assisting this factory, and I'll have a few grunts to defend my future construction bots. So I'll take these, and then I'll also very quickly I want to establish, I think this one I opted to get the light laser turret up first because I don't really know what I'm going up against, and trying to take as many of the metal extractors as I can, and having the turrets in a central location, not leaving any gaps. And this one I did a pretty good job, and I built an e-storage early on, and I'm reclaiming the rocks and getting that extra passive energy. Very, very good. I'm happy with my performance in that regard. And also over here, I'm putting a light laser turret in a centralized area. And we're going to see again why Rocketeers are just absolutely terrible as a frontline unit. I'll make a sprinkle in some aggravators, but it's going to be mostly thugs. And I'm just kind of like left to this. And you'll see having my comm walk. We're going to look at the metal income. 4.28 versus 3.86. And he's not floating too bad. He's spending his metal, which is really good. But yeah. If we look at the metal income, it's 24 to 21 at this moment. So I'm curious. He might be reclaiming something at that particular moment. I'm kind of curious how other people got ahead of me, but I'm not super familiar with this map. Like, Yellow has more stuff available to him, so that's understandable. Twink Blunt has more income than me. Man, I'm getting jealous over here. And he's got... At least it's not that much more. I'm curious how this went wrong for me. I feel like I could do some optimizing. But also, I just don't know entirely what went on over there. This guy isn't microwing, so I actually just walk up here and degun a whole bunch of rocket bots because they're annoying and I'm gonna be dodging most of these shots. Oof. I get a degun on his construction bots and then I degun. This is overkill, but I just wanted to get it done real fast. No, missed out on reclaim. I should reacted a little bit more quickly with having another construction bot in the front to be taking these mechs. But yeah, I've like absolutely dominated this guy. Maybe not. Like at this point, he's finally like, oh, maybe maybe I shouldn't make Rocketeers. Yeah. Grabbing the reclaim. I will be, as needed, be making more BP on my factory. Construction turrets, possibly. And once I just have more metal than I could ever possibly spend, that's when I go T2. This rally point's not in a great spot. It slows me down. When all the units I built aren't actually in the fight. My comm should be taking max. They're all fighting over mid. So once this falls, we're doing good over there too. Yeah, so on a map like this is like once this falls, they're like hyper committed here. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. Like if one person just, this could spill out, and this could spill out this way. So I guess this is just an example of why Rocketeers aren't that great. I'll wipe this base. And when I wipe this base, there's going to be a reaction. This guy, I see Phobos and I think they're. I look at them, I see the icon and I think that they're sprinters. I'm like, oh no, he's got T2, but that's not the case. Sometimes I like to be greedy. I have so many res bots as well. I gotta get good value out of it. So I will often reclaim or revive units just so that I can reclaim them at the full value. And one mistake that you can make here is like going T2 early. I think I waited long enough so that I could still apply more than enough aggression. There's not much to say about that as long as I'm taking all the mechs that are available to me. It's not much of a sacrifice at that point. But yeah, I was happy with that one. I think there was one game that I did that was just silly. This one made me mad. It's possibly this one, but I think it's this one. Went super well. Like if you guys can spend your metal and just spam thugs, like you're doing really good. You can do some real damage. Okay, yeah. This is the one. I chose this one. I chose this spot because it's got the most mechs and the most energy income. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm thinking of a different map actually. I chose. Okay, I'm looking at the wrong side. This is me. Again. Grab that, grab that, grab that. This miasma. Is that the word? This liquid. Already, I'm probably going to be on top of metal income. Yep. Because 3 metal extractors at 9. I'll walk up there. I'm going to grab this. Okay, yep. And then get some energy. And I think Com walks faster than bots. So, and this is an easy decision for me in this case because there's only one direction I can be going. I can just get one construction bot out and then start assisting the factory to get more construction bots out. And then once I'm at like 3, then I'll make a 4th and send it to the front. But here we see. Someone was asking about what units to make. I don't know what's better. Light plasma bots have 400 range. It's really good. It's that or the Carcanos. Why are they so bad? $330 metal for 1,725 HP. Compare that to a thug, which is 140 metal for more than half of that HP. 60 DPS. versus twice the DPS. Range is a little bit less. Speed 42, speed 45. Carcanos suck, dude. I would try satyrs. I think that's what I would try for my Legion spam. I wish Legion had a medium tank. I'm curious about this for a moment. What's the best unit to spam as Legion? Someone said Decurions, but I mean they're good, but they're just so slow. This is like a I mean I think this is a real struggle position when you really look at it, because you start with one max and then your next is like all the way up here. I think you're just doomed to die in this position. So I guess it's almost my responsibility here to just do really good. And I'm curious to see if this is a tech position or not, but if you tech here, you're a dick, probably. I guess if you're playing this position, you just want to get up to this hill as fast as you can and turtle up. That's your only advantage, is that hill and the geo. But yeah, I just like outproduced him on units, and then I'm not feeling the pressure, so I'm like, okay, these mechs can get destroyed, and I'll take those mechs. And then I'll build a I want to win more, so I'll build a forward factory here to spend even more, and then okay, that guy's teching and is just letting his team die, so I'll go take him out. That's cool. And then the air player is like, well, he went Legion and can't do anything about this, so I'll just go kill him. So cool. That's another comm. I'm like, what do I even do with all this metal? I just didn't build enough AA. That's unfortunate. I would love to play a game right now, but I need to go to bed. Obviously, I'm only showing my good games that I didn't rage. I had some games just make me super mad. And it always happens right before I need to leave. I'm struggling to stay awake. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Peace.